Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Monday Night Raw. We're live from Kansas City and we're starting with the megastar LA Knight making his way down to the ring. We are one night away from Money in the Bank. We will find out who will get their hands on both the Money in the Bank briefcases at Money in the Bank, as well as who will become the vacant WWE and women's and men's WWE champion. Well, it looks like the megastar LA Knight is about to talk to the WWE Universe. LA Knight says this is his last chance to rise, and he must rise at the Money in the Bank, because now more than ever he needs that Money in the Bank briefcase and have a lottery of a lifetime to cash in on his destiny of becoming a world champion. But looking at the lineup, he says, I am the favourite to win, and I will finally do that with everybody saying LA Knight. And with Bron Breakker, the other guy in the Money in the Bank. Bron said, stop whining, old man. There's a reason why you failed multiple times trying to claim the briefcase, and it's simply because you're not even main event material. Well, that's harsh, Bron. Bron says he doesn't even think LA Knight would main event in AAA. Believe it or not. The Money in the Bank is coming home to the Vision, and we'll have a champion before you know it. But obviously LA Knight and Bron Breakker looks like they're about to start a match out of the blue. What's this? The other Vision member in the Money in the Bank ladder match, Bronson Reed, now making his way down to the ring just before hell was about to break loose between Bron Breakker and LA Knight. Well, LA Knight saying his Steiner math is not quite calculating when he hears Bron Breakker saying he will win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now someone in the new group not having the best time when the briefcase leaves the rest of you with a big disadvantage. One thing about LA Knight is he never stops, and I'll keep falling if I have to until I get what he wants. Big words from LA Knight towards Bron Breakker, and of course towards the Vision members. Well, Bronson Reed says the Vision have the advantage at Money in the Bank, because either way, him or Bron Breakker will walk out as Los Angeles with the briefcase, and they will become a world champion, because that's best for business, and the Vision is what best for business. Obviously, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker both having to compete in the Money in the Bank briefcase match. Of course, they're going to have to try and get on terms, but Bron Breakker with a huge spear takes out LA Knight. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a little bit of a face-to-face between Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. It looks like we're getting to that point now where everyone's getting fed up of just talking about stuff. They want to get indirect down to the action. Of course, we're going to have a triple threat match for both the women's side and the men's side tonight. Obviously, Bron Breakker has to put, their teamwork aside, as Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker will go up against LA Knight in a triple threat match as like a little Money in the Bank preview for you all. So that would be a great match that we get to see later on. And obviously Alexa Bliss takes on Kiana James, as well as as well as Lyra, Valkyria in the triple threat too. I don't know why I forgot for a minute there. It was in the other side of the match. And we're about to kick off that match right now, believe it or not. I'd like to apologise for forgetting who was in the match for a second there. That's bad on me.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
Well, it's been a while since Alexa Bliss has had her hands on a briefcase as well as a world title. Of course, she hasn't won any mid-card titles yet as well in her career, so with Alexa Bliss now in the ladder match, it's a great opportunity for Alexa to try and solve that issue that she may be having in a later time in the career. Obviously, she could be one of the favourites, but of course, AAA have their own people to put forward too. Well, this one...
And her opponents, first, from Sioux City, Iowa, Kiana James!
Well, Kiana James, to me, feels like... It feels like someone that could be an underdog pick for the Money in the Bank briefcase. She did very well in the last triple threat match that she featured in. Of course, Kiana James has got a lot of potential as she's become one of the most uprising superstars coming from the NXT side. Of course, she's trying to create her own path for Monday Night Raw.
And from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria!
Lyra Valkyria could be another good shout. Whoever gets their hands in the women's Money in the Bank briefcase, but obviously they have the task against the AAA opponents too. Of course, Lyra Valkyria is a former Intercontinental Champion, of course, former NXT World Women's Champion as well. Obviously, a Money in the Bank briefcase win would do wonders for this woman, as she now looks to become a World Champion. Well, the first Money in the Bank preview is about to get underway with a triple threat match. Kiana James instantly targeting Alexa Bliss. It felt like maybe Kiana James trying to take the veteran out early so she can have Lyra to herself, but Lyra Valkyria is definitely giving Kiana something to worry about. Both testing each other out. Nice German suplex to Alexa Bliss by Kiana. I think Alexa got caught by surprise there by Kiana. Well, Lyra Valkyria with a huge steel chair shot to the face, but to Kiana James goes for the cover. Well, it clearly wasn't enough to put Kiana away. Obviously, not wasting any time when it comes to weapons. Well, Kiana James with a nice powerbomb, taking out Lyra Valkyria. Alexa Bliss. Getting caught right-handed with another German suplex. Well, this is the first time, ladies and gentlemen, that WWE and AAA are going to be cross-platforming in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Of course, there will be some other pay-per-views that AAA will take part of as well. But it definitely is a new era in the WWE, or professional wrestling itself. Of course, WWE needs to try their best to secure the Money in the Bank briefcases. The last thing we want is to lose out the briefcases to AAA. Of course, that will cause a little bit of complication for both parties, I think. Because it kind of questions what would happen if AAA won the Money in the Bank briefcase and they end up cashing in on whoever the champions are from WWE. Well, Alexa Bliss has been rolled out the ring through getting taken out. Kiana James trying to pin Lyra Valkyria, but Lyra kicks out at 1. Kiana James with nice knee strikes to Lyra Valkyria, followed by some nice kicks. Alexa Bliss taking out Kiana with a steel chair. It's getting brutal in a triple threat match. Money in the Bank preview. Obviously, we've still got the men's Money in the Bank preview to happen later on tonight. We're also going to have AJ Styles back in action again. And in the main event, ladies and gentlemen, a little preview of the Undisputed Fatal 4-Way, as we've got Drew McIntyre taking on CM Punk in the main event of Monday Night Raw on the Go Home show before Money in the Bank. Kiana James going for a roll-up pin on Lyra Valkyria. Looked like Lyra was about to try and finish Kiana off, but instantly failed. But Lyra goes for Nightwing to Alexa Bliss. Kiana goes steel chair shot to the face of Valkyria with a lovely German suplex to Kiana James. Alexa Bliss with some mean strikes to Lyra. Kiana James with a lovely spine buster to Alexa Bliss. But obviously Alexa kicks out. Lyra Valkyria was like trying to go for a cross body of some sort, but there was nobody there for her to connect with. Completely misses everyone. Well, Alexa Bliss looks like she might be going for a Twisted Bliss. That gets caught with knees up by Lyra Valkyria. Kiana James again. That lovely maneuver could be putting Alexa Bliss away. Alexa Bliss kicks out. Kiana James is impressing. Could be one to watch on this universe mode, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, James kicked out. So Valkyria is trying to get the fans to line more up, but another Nightwing to Alexa Bliss. Lyra Valkyria picks up the victory. What a match between these three women. Lyra Valkyria picks up the victory here tonight, but can she do the same at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view? We'll have to wait and see. One thing that you can say for certain is that all three of them are hungry. Obviously they want to get their hands on that Money in the Bank briefcase.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
Well, congratulations to Lyra Valkyria, and let's see if she can do the same at Money in the Bank. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some backstage footage of Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Looks like they're scrapping with the Street Profits backstage. Oh my goodness. Angelo Dawkins has been sent into Logan Paul with a huge knockout punch to Montez Ford. It looks like chaos is happening backstage, but it's absolutely out of order. Logan Paul and Austin Theory, what are they doing? Just when you thought that the Street Profits were in line for the WWE Tag Team Championships, and you've got the Vision always lurking around. Here comes the phenomenal AJ Styles as we move on.
The contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia. Weighing in at 220 pounds. The phenomenal AJ Styles.
But AJ Styles, like I said in the previous weeks that he's featured, still yet to sign a WWE contract with on Monday Night Raw. He's probably the hottest free agent in the wrestling business right now. And he's here yet again on Monday Night Raw to compete for everyone in Kansas City here tonight in attendance, as well as everyone watching at home. Of course, we're still waiting for AJ to make his decision. Right up, we've got a debut on the cards.
From Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 223 pounds, Shawn Spears.
Shawn Spears from the Cullen, making his debut on Monday Night Raw against the phenomenal AJ Styles. Two veterans, you must say. Of course, Shawn Spears has that new look about him now. Ever since he returned to NXT, he's got this quite cool demeanor about him. Of course, he has got Izzy Dame somewhere in the Cullen group. One thing I want to know is, will they recruit more members for the Cullen, or will they just be a 2-person group? Well, I must say it's been a while probably for Shawn Spears to be on the main roster competing here, but it's gonna be an interesting match for sure. And obviously, of course, these are the times where talent like Shawn Spears have to try and take the opportunity when it comes. But obviously Shawn Spears has a tough task to try and beat AJ Styles. But a win against AJ Styles would do winners for Shawn Spears, I'm pretty guess. But Shawn Spears has just been arm dragged by AJ. Looks like Shawn's having a tough time right now. He rolls up the ring. Try and get some breather, but AJ Styles with a huge somersault over the top, over the ropes. AJ sending Shawn Spears into the barricade. Well, Daphne counts to 4. Well, from the previous weeks I've seen AJ Styles compete against Tommaso Ciampa and Penta. He's definitely not looked at his best pretty much, but maybe AJ's a little bit rusty. I mean, obviously a win against Shawn Spears would be a good thing for AJ Styles. He did beat Tommaso Ciampa. It's kind of like a refresh for AJ Styles in a way. Of course, it's been a while since he's been a singles champion in the WWE. AJ sends Shawn Spears into the announce table. Getting caught by Shawn in the process. AJ sending Shawn Spears back to the ring. Oh, a nice little 360 splash by AJ Styles. Well, that wasn't enough to put Shawn Spears away, but it was lovely by AJ Styles. I don't know what Shawn Spears is doing, but he's just turned the top turnbuckle off. Shawn Spears might just pull off a huge upset here. Now, of course, AJ Styles kicks out. just in time. It looked like Shawn Spears is about to pin him. Well, it seems like Kansas City are loving this matchup between AJ and Shawn, but Shawn Spears is trying to get the best of AJ Styles by reversing a lot of his moves. Huge super kick by Shawn Spears. AJ getting sent into the turnbuckle. AJ Styles missing from the top rope. It's not like him. AJ with a German suplex. The end must be near, surely. AJ Styles trying to get out of what's happening. Well, both men trading blows. Chop after chop. Both men getting tired. Shawn Spears goes for a roll-up pin on AJ Styles. AJ just kicking out again. Well, Shawn Spears definitely showing he probably deserved a few more opportunities on the main roster. Hanging with the best of them. AJ Styles just kicking out. But Shawn Spears definitely giving AJ Styles a tough time in this match. Nice pellet kick by AJ Styles. May have just knocked some sense into Shawn Spears. AJ Styles going to the top rope. Huge elbow drop to Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears been making those kind of mistakes a few times now. AJ Styles goes for a roll-up pin. Oh, and he catches him out. AJ Styles picks up the victory again. Oh, up. We've got company from Intercontinental Champion Penta. Looks like Penta. Maybe showing us that AJ Styles is going to get another shot at the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, AJ Styles hasn't really been at his full best, but he has just put Penta on notice, which leads to their match being confirmed for Money in the Bank. We're now turning our attention to the men's preview of Money in the Bank match.
The contest is a triple threat match. Making his way to the ring from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, LA Knight.
Well, I spoke earlier about maybe this might be his last chance to get his hands on the Money in the Bank briefcase. Obviously, you need as much momentum as you can get. Of course, he's got one of the biggest disadvantages in this match, that he has to face both members from the division. Well, every time the WWE Universe are happy to see LA Knight.
From Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed.
Well, nobody's really thinking about Bronson Reed being a problem in the Money in the Bank match. Of course, Bron Breakker will be confident about himself winning the Money in the Bank briefcase, but what about this man? You can't take Bronson Reed for granted. Of course, he has Ridge Holland, shocking enough. Chad Gable and El Grande Americano in that ladder match too from AAA. Here comes the badass.
And representing the Vision from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 250 pounds, Brawl Breaker.
Well, if you had to put money on it, you probably would bet on Bron Breakker to be the guy that takes the briefcase. Maybe out of everyone in the lineup, he is the most favourite to win. Bron Breakker went charging at Bronson Reed straight away, taking him out. Teamwork has to be put aside. Oh, I was not expecting Bron Breakker to target Bronson Reed too early now. And now with a huge net breaker to Bron Breakker. Bronson really taking out LA Knight with a bat, it looks like. LA Knight about to pin Bronson Reed, but broken up instantly by Braun Breaker. Bronson Reed with a huge power slam. LA Knight kicking out. Really got the candle stick in his hand. Watch out, LA Knight. That's what happens when you're unaware of your surroundings. Braun Breaker taking out LA Knight. Bronson Reed with a huge Samoan drop to Braun Breaker. Oh no, he's suplexed on the top rope. Looks like Braun Breaker trying to take advantage of that suplex. Really nice German suplex to Braun Breaker, taking him out completely. Now the Knight falling out with some brutal candlestick shots. I must say, LA Knight is doing pretty well, considering he has got disadvantage in this matchup. Looks like Bronson Reed's going to go for a Death Valley driver, but LA Knight getting off. Braun Breaker with some kendo stick shots and the broken and kendo stick as well. Bronson Reed taking out his teammate. Oh, Braun Breaker with a World Strongest Slam, looked like to Bronson Reed, and misses LA Knight with a spear. Wow, lovely by Bronson Reed taking advantage of Braun Breaker being down. I must admit, with the way Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker's going, how are they going to be putting this behind them when it's all said and done? It looks like it's all man for himself, and they want to try and kill each other too. Last thing Logan Paul and Austin Theory or even Paul Heyman need is to have some injuries in the division. Oh my, Bronson Reed with a huge steel chair shot to the back. A Brawl breaker. LA Knight may have just kicked that bloody steel chair into the face of Bronson Reed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to confirm that I'll be doing the video separately to show you all the Money in the Bank matches from our side anyway. Obviously, AAA will be doing some of their own matches too on their own show. Bronson Reed almost getting the better of Brawl breaker there. Brawl breaker with a huge diving shoulder tackle. Samoa drop by Bronson Reed to Brawl breaker. Every man for itself. Well, now with a BFT to Bronson Reed outside. Looks like LA Knight's going to go for a cover, but Brawl breaker back to his feet. Wrong timing by LA Knight. LA Knight, elbow drop. It's like LA Knight's about to go for a BFT. Brawl breaker's out cold, ladies and gentlemen. But LA Knight must be as well in a minute. Brawl breaker and Bronson Reed all alone. Looks like Brawl breaker's going to go for his signature spear, and he doesn't connect. Well, Bronson Reed got LA Knight in a Death Valley driver. Oh no, I think we all know what Bronson Reed's about to do. Well, not that. Reed, a Bron breaker. He's a freak. BFT. Bron breaker might be out. Oh, he gets the cover on Bronson Reed. How strange. But he gets the victory. Wow, I like that ending sequence. Part of me thinks, was that part of the plan? Well, AAA and I talk about building momentum. May have just secured that.
Here is your winner,
The megastar going into Money in the Bank with all the momentum he needs. Austin Theory saying, let me cut to the chase here. Me and Logan Paul took out the Street Profits, which leaves us the opportunity to face the Usos for the WWE Tag Team Championships and Money in the Bank. Well, I think Jimmy Uso doesn't want to hear any more bullcrap coming from Austin Theory, saying you're lucky that we're even entertaining your ass by... But of course, him and Jey Uso wants to fight still at Money in the Bank, so consider that this match will be official and that they will get the opportunity to face for the WWE Tag Team Championships. But of course, they're not going to forget their actions. I don't think the Street Profits will either, to be honest. Oh my god! Austin Theory trying to blindside the one half of the champions, but Jimmy Uso just reversed what Austin Theory was about to do. Is that going to be a sign that we're going to see at Money in the Bank and that's the Usos retain? It's not looking good for the Vision so far.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre in the main event here tonight. Of course, he's going up against one of his arch enemies, CM Punk. Of course, who are both in the Fatal 4-Way at Money in the Bank as well. Well, Money in the Bank is definitely shaping up to be an interesting pay-per-view. Of course, we will get our world champions crowned, and we'll get to see where those directions take us. Drew McIntyre seems like he's in a good mood. CM Punk is live in living colour. It's clobbering time.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Well, CM Punk. Obviously, these two have had their blood feud in the past. Of course, this new feud is all about the World WWE Championship. We're about to get underway in the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're going to do a separate video for the matches for Money in the Bank. Oh, Drew McIntyre pushes CM Punk into the referee, knocking him out in the process. CM Punk sending Drew McIntyre into the ringside. Well, the referee is a little bit down after that. Of course, these two still have that animosity, even from, it's been a while since the last match as well, but you never forget the grudge that they have, and I think it does continue to grow each time. Drew McIntyre launching CM Punk around the ring. Well, we've got nice knees to the face in the corner by CM Punk. Drew McIntyre instantly kicking himself up. I don't know what CM Punk was going to try there, but it didn't land. The ref counting down. These two need to get back in the ring. But they're not done outside yet. Count to 6. Count to 7, but they're both back in the ring now. McIntyre with a clothesline to CM Punk. CM Punk trying to roll to safety. They've been clothesline outside. Drew McIntyre getting sent it to the announce table. Now Punk getting sent into the steel steps. Count to 7. They need to get back in the ring before they both get carried out. Count of 8. Count of 9. CM Punk getting in the ring now. And he locks in there, Anaconda Vice out of nowhere. Drew McIntyre breaking out of it. No problem. Nice spine buster by Drew McIntyre. Oh, we all know what he's going to go for now. The countdown's about to begin. Claymore! Is that going to be it, ladies and gentlemen? No, it's not. Not many people can kick out of that Claymore, but CM Punk just did. I was like, is he going to go for another Claymore? CM Punk dodges out the way. Oh, we're about to see a GTS. And it connects. Drew McIntyre kicks out of the GTS. Now Drew McIntyre getting sent outside. CM Punk crashing into Drew McIntyre into the announce table. McIntyre been put on his back on the apron, ladies and gentlemen. This match is getting brutal. No surprises though with these two involved. Both men down. Damage is getting to them. Oh my god, the Tribal Chief making his way down to the ring. We've got to introduce into some shenanigans. Of course, CM Punk not happy to see Roman Reigns make his way down. Looks like he's joining ringside for the rest of the matchup. Looks like Roman Reigns wants to get a better watch of what he has to analyse of what's to come up Money in the Bank. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre going back and forth with blows. Oh, Roman Reigns takes out CM Punk. The match is over. The match is over. The ref furious. I think Drew McIntyre might be furious too. But he wants none of it. Roman Reigns locks in the guillotine on CM Punk. The guillotine is locked in. CM Punk tapping out. Oh my god, Seth Rollins now. I was wondering when Seth would show up. Face to face with the Tribal Chief. The history goes way back. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The final stare down before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Monday Night Raw from Kansas. Of course, we will probably do a little preview of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view before we post Money in the Bank, but obviously the Money in the Bank is what is next up on the channel. Of course, we've got AEW Dynamite. I think we've got one more Dynamite to do, or two, and then it'll be Double or Nothing. So there's plenty of content that'll be coming your way, but I'll see you guys for Money in the Bank.